Welcome back to the ProSource Podcast. Today I am sitting with representatives from the Daltile product team, Laura Grilli, who's the Director of Product Design, and Ivo Moyano, Director of Product Development. And we are going to dive into some of the technology that's featured throughout Daltile's product selection and learn more about how Daltile products can benefit trade pros and clients. Thank you guys so much for coming on today. I appreciate your time, and I'm really excited to dive into Daltile's products. I know on the podcast before we've sat down with Patrick, and we've had him on, but we haven't really had the chance to dive in more niche categories throughout Daltile, and it's always super exciting when we have new guests on. So I'm excited to get to know a little bit more about some of these products. But first, do you mind, whoever wants to go first, do you mind sharing a little bit about your background, how you got started with Daltile, and what you do for the Daltile product team?
First of all, thank you for having us, for inviting us. It's a pleasure, and we are excited too. My name is Laura, and you said before, I've been working with the company for 12 years. And I've been working in the tile industry for 28 years, specifically in the tile design and the product development first, and then product design. And I am director of product design for the Daltile brand. And I work very closely with Ivo, who makes basically all of our design and idea come true.
All right. Well, as you said, my name is Ivo Moyano. I've been in Daltile for 13 years. And in the industry since 2000, so that'll make it 25.
Cool.
Originally, I was a vendor to the industry, to the ceramic tile. So I come as a glaze and pigments and all of that vendor, raw material type of products. And Daltile was one of my customers. So eventually, I ended up working for them. And I've been in the
That's cool.
product development department since then. Working in different roles until I got to be the director. And we work closely with design to create everything that we bring out to the field.
Very cool. So you guys have a lot of industry experience, and that's cool that you ended up, your Daltile was your customer, and then you ended up being part of the Daltile team. That's also very cool. Can you give us a quick overview of Daltile's product mission and what you think sets the brand apart from others in the industry?
Yes, so Daltile is part of the MOAC Industries, and we are the largest tile manufacturer in North America. We have 8 plants in the United States where we produce glazed porcelain, ceramic floor tile, wall tile, mosaics, 2cm exterior pavers, quartz, quarry, so a huge variety of products. But our product offer is not only limited to what we produce, because, for instance, we sell also large panoramic porcelain slabs, glass mosaic, metal, LVT, basically all the products that help kind of creating the environment and the spaces with the flooring and wall.
And so before we get into some of the specific technologies that Daltile has in the products, what do you think are some of the biggest challenges and opportunities in pushing tile technology forward right now?
Technology, it's a great tool, but everybody has access to it. And the more technological we become, the more difficult it is to separate all the countries and all the manufacturers in the world, one from the other. Right now, we are in a moment with the inkjet technology specifically, where everybody's using it, all countries, and that has brought the looks of the tile a lot closer between what we could consider a lower end to a higher end. So that's where us and a lot of companies have to work harder nowadays to actually try to find a differentiation between something that's lower end in reality, but it's closer in look nowadays. That makes it very difficult, and we got to get very creative and utilize the technology as it comes out to try to separate well right at the beginning of when the technology is born. There's no more, hey, let's wait until this technology is well working in the field and we can just jump in. No, nowadays it's like, hey, let's jump on this really quick so we can establish ourselves with this new technology.
No, that makes total sense. I haven't thought about how, because technology has come so far in such a short amount of time. I mean, you have AI, and that makes total sense that even low budget options look very nice now. Like, because you still want to progress further along with whether it's low budget or high end, but you want to be careful that even the low end doesn't look too nice, right? Like, it has to look nice, but how do you make that look different than something that's way more expensive? That's interesting.
Yes. Yeah, it is kind of hard because those that make only low end, they make
Uh-huh.
their best.
Yeah.
We cover all areas of the field, and yes, it is very hard to separate sometimes the low end to the high end, depending on what we're trying to make. So that's the challenge too. The low
Yeah.
makers are gonna bring their best. We need to be careful.
Yeah. And then even just like I said, technology advancing so quickly and just trying to keep up with the ever evolving industry. I feel like that alone sets its own challenges too, because probably every month or every week there's something that a competitor is doing that just happened and you have to jump forward or try to beat them to the punch, right?
Yes, that's correct. All of the companies on the leading edge, we are trying to do our own new thing. But as soon as you bring a new thing, it is not nuclear science. So anybody that's real good at what they do, they're going to be able to mimic it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But the
exactly.
one thing to say is that we never stop in any case doing
No.
with the innovation. I mean, it's the one of the really the focal point of Daltile has always been the innovation. And for instance, later I know we're going to touch base on some of this concept, but even a technology, I mean, from the moment it was burned the first time to, it keeps on evolving. Ivo and the team keeps on making improvements so that we can always add something more. We can always bring something newer to even existing technology. And that is something very important. I think it's something that kind of sets us apart
Yeah.
somehow. Yeah.
No, absolutely. So let's talk about first Stepwise. Stepwise, I know, has been around since 2017. It's now found across 20 to 30 different collections. Can you explain, maybe to someone that, like myself, I am not in a product team, nor do I know how some of it works, but how would you describe best or easily how Stepwise works and what makes it different from like a standard slip resistant tile?
All right. Well, luckily, I was part of the development of Stepwise back in 2015.
That's cool.
Stepwise, if you want a simple explanation, is it's something that we developed and add to our manufacturing process that gives us a higher reading on the decoff, looking for that anti-slip or slip resistant, always compared to regular tile. So it's higher than regular tile, with a nice enough surface that's still cleanable and doesn't touch very rough.
Yeah.
Okay, so the advantages and how it was designed is to reach those readings of decoff with a softer than what it used to be surface that allows it to be clean without much difficulty.
And for
Nice. Yeah.
instance, this one is exactly one of the, before I was referring, to how the technology keeps on evolving and improving. This is exactly what I kind of had in mind
Yes.
because, for instance, originally, and Ivo might remember that,
Oh, yeah.
we were not using this type of glaze application on all the products and all the color because, for instance, especially for the dark color, the final result was not so appealing, let's say.
Yeah.
But they kept on working. They kept on, do research, testing new material, and now basically we can achieve the same look that we can achieve with the regular glaze, but keeping the cleanability aspect, keeping also a pleasant touch, which is in any case something very important.
No, that's great. And I think for any trade pros, or any of our trade pro members listening or their clients that might be tuning in too, I think this is a great product for bathrooms, and maybe even outdoor spaces, maybe like around a hot tub or something. That way you're still getting the great look of it without it being too rough, like you said, but you're getting that protection, that like slip resistant protection, without sacrificing maybe how it looks. It's not, from what I'm understanding, it's not going to look like maybe how stereotypical outdoor tile looks, or like that has that like rough texture. You're going to still feel like it's indoor tile, but it just has those benefits added to it, the safety benefits.
Mm-hmm.
Are there any specific collections that you would like to highlight that really showcases Stepwise in action, or maybe just any of your favorite collections with Stepwise?
Definitely Calgary and Eddystone. These are two of the latest that we introduced. They are limestone, and I mean, beside the fact that now limestone looks are making a strong comeback, they are also timeless look. I mean, they're very versatile. They can fit any type of environment. They naturally bring, this calming and softening atmosphere. They also come with mosaics, with wall tile, with different type of texture that make the collection very complete and very unique. Another one, I think it's also Emerson wood. That is, our wood planks with the Stepwise, which is offered in 5 different colors, long planks. And personally, I think there is nothing like wood looks to bring a little bit of warmth to the spaces. And then also another one is Rekindle.
I was just going to
Yes,
mention that. That's probably my favorite out of those that have
The
the
Stepwise.
Stepwise, because it also has other applications and it's a little more complex. But we were able to add Stepwise to it, which is the first
Nice.
time we do something like that
Mhm.
to such complex and without many applications. Yeah,
Very
that's
cool. And yeah, I'll end up putting pictures of these products on the screen too. So anyone watching the YouTube version of this can see that. Very cool. A lot of different options there from you
Yeah.
guys, but I love it. I love it. I know there's so many different collections that Stepwise is now a part of, right? Would you say that is um like the most popular technology that you guys have, or is it one of the other ones we're about to talk about?
Well, I think it's probably
I think this one is
yes.
the most popular at the moment,
Gotcha.
as far as what it has brought to the game
Yeah.
for us in Daltile, and how it can reach all applications. The better we get at it, as Laura said, we keep improving it. As we improve it and we improve that feel, we can have stepwise on indoor tiles without creating a problem of the cleanability, of the
Mhm.
traceability, things like that. The better we get at it. So once you can reach a 0.6, that target decoff everywhere without really compromising anything, any of the aspects that you need. Now you have a full usage of the tile everywhere. And that's a huge advantage.
Yes, because that is the technology that gives us the opportunity to use the same tile, as you were saying also before, outdoor and indoor. So we can
Gotcha.
create this seamless transition outdoor indoor look, which is popular. It's becoming a classic, especially if you want to have like a cohesive look, consistent look. So I think it makes a big difference.
Mm-hmm.
I completely agree. And the cleanability too.
Mm-hmm.
That is something that homeowners specifically are really concerned about, right? They don't want to have to really do too much to clean. They want to make it as easy as possible. So I like that that keeps getting brought up too, because I know any homeowners listening, that's the kind of magic they're wanting to hear. So looking into Defend, which is powered by Microban, Defend was introduced around 2020,
21.
2021.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. And then I know it's become a go-to solution for cleaner surfaces. How does the built-in Microban technology work to protect against bacteria and odors?
Well, again, I seem to be in the middle of all of these. Microben, it's a little bit. I mean, if I had to explain it, it's similar to Stepwise in the sense of how we introduce it to our product. It's again, we collaborated with Microban for them to provide a product that we could introduce in our process, in our glazing process during firing, not post. So this is embedded in the whole surface of not surface of the tile, in the whole thing, in just the glaze and everywhere. So it's within. It's not just a surface treatment.
I see.
And what it does basically it's what Microban does. Any other product from Microban, they help fight any bacterial growth on top of the tiles in this case. But like Microban, whatever you use Microban is gonna prevent or is gonna fight that growth.
Gotcha. Cool, cool. Are there certain looks or collections within Defend that you would recommend for specifically high traffic or high moisture spaces like bathrooms or
Well,
kitchens, maybe?
I personally, I think that they're all pretty much the same as far as the
Okay.
applicability of it.
Yeah.
They're all made very similar, and then at that point, you want to look more into what the tile needs to be, whether it has to have stepwise or it has to have something else for that application. The
Mm-hmm.
microban application, the Defend, can be applied to any of them pretty
Yeah.
much. So
Oh,
it's more about what your tile needs to do.
It's more
gotcha.
also related to the look. Let's say, I mean, all of them being all of our floor tile that are part of that are in this Defend program are great options because they are in porcelain. So, I mean, due to the water, low water absorption, I mean,
Yes.
all of them are a great solution. Then, for instance, Rekindle, that is his favorite
Yes.
series, that one offers both the Stepwise and also the Defend. Yes, so that is kind of very unique. And it also comes in the those larger sizes like 24 by 48, and also that is something to keep in mind because I mean the larger sizes also means less grout line,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
that is also a component. And then Rekindle has, I mean, beautiful like 2 by 6 herringbone mosaic. It has the Canva dot mosaics. I mean, it has a lot of also components that are really helping the design. For instance, for me, if you are thinking about a bathroom and you want a timeless, elegant, sophisticated look, another series is Famed, which is our marble collection that comes also with the square size. So you can also do the checkerboard pattern, which is so popular now. But there is also the polish finish, which also that one is carrying the
Defend.
Defend, so multiple texture, and also penny round mosaic, chevron mosaic. So really a lot of options.
Gotcha. And just so anyone listening isn't confused, it seems like depending on the specific product, there could be stacking involved with the technologies, right? So like you mentioned, one could have both the Defend technology and the Stepwise
Yeah.
technology,
Yeah.
which is
Yes.
good clarification too. They're not singular by themselves, which is nice. It's kind of like it's like add your favorite technology to each product. Maybe at one point it could get to that point with Daltile,
Yeah.
Really?
or it's on the way to get there
Kind of
in
extreme
some cases.
customization.
Yes.
A
Well, you produce into the
la
order.
carte.
You just, yeah, exactly.
It's like I like this tile. Can I add Defend and Mike or Stepwise? And then is RevealSync 3D in that too, where you can, or is
Well,
that its own separate thing?
Reveal 3D, it's more of a visual,
The visual part of it
tactile,
and how it
visual
looks.
tactile part of the
Yes.
look rather
Gotcha.
than the specifications of the product.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not
Perfect.
related to performance like the other two.
No.
It's more visual, but
Gotcha.
I have to say that is, I mean, when you can see a tile with this RevealSync 3D, it becomes harder to distinguish from the real material and what we are mimicking with the porcelain. I mean, really, the correspondence between the visual and the tactile, it's something that makes it
Yes.
so realistic that it's I mean
And
it's
and
hard to believe.
we could say that they're 3D sync. You can have 3D sync with Stepwise and Defend.
Yeah.
Gotcha. That makes sense.
That will be something you can do. So you can stack the three, but
Yeah.
it's providing more of a visual and a tactile rather than a particular specification to the tile itself.
That makes a lot of sense. And RevealSync 3D is newer, right? That's a newer.
That's very
Yes.
new. We
Yeah.
introduced it 2
2 years,
years
yes,
ago.
2 years ago,
2
exactly,
years
Wow.
ago with Acreage
acreage
for Daltile.
Gotcha.
That was the first series, and since then we have done 2 to 3
several,
more.
yes.
Yes, several, and we are installing more of that technology in the plants as
Okay.
it's improving. Again, it's an ongoing improving. We have different levels and types of 3D sync, depending on the look that we want to obtain.
Mm-hmm.
So 3D sync kind of englobes three different technologies per se, depending on what we are looking for.
Yes.
Gotcha. Do you see in the future RevealSync 3D expanding out to hit more and more of your different tiles? And do you see that kind of taking over the whole product selection? Or do you see it kind of staying in its own corner here? I feel like the benefit of RevealSync 3D is just bringing more life to all the different products that you have. So I didn't know if that is, I don't know, do you think that would expand even farther throughout all of Daltile's catalog or not?
Slowly,
It's
I,
getting
I
there.
think
we might.
I think slowly
Yeah.
it might grow into the field. Uh,
Gotcha.
Particularly, I think this is a very high end technology, providing a very high end look, and I think we're gonna keep it that way,
Yeah.
just to take
To
advantage of
differentiate.
it, not to differentiate, to differentiate levels.
Yeah.
But like everything in
In the
high
yeah.
end eventually becomes medium end sometimes,
I know.
and then
Yeah.
everybody's copying it and trying to mimic it. The basic technology and how to, it's out there. It's not secret. All the machinery vendors want to sell all of that, so it's not going to stay secret. So we got to capitalize ourselves how to manage it and keep improving with it while they copy us. We'll keep doing other things with it.
And I think trade pros can benefit from this technology because it is providing just the nice, like the quality, right? I mean, if someone has the budget for it, I think that this is a great way to go, because you are getting that quality. And like you said, sometimes you can stack the other technologies on top of it. So you're not only getting how it looks beautiful, but it's also performing the maximum it
Yeah,
can
you can
for those
mix
high moisture.
you can mix look with performance,
Yes,
and then you get the full package of it.
Yeah,
exactly.
you can get premium looks, I mean, higher end, very sophisticated looks, but with the
With the
advantages of
porcelain.
porcelain. Yeah.
Yes. And excuse me if we've already touched base on this one. I didn't know if there was specific collections within RevealSync 3D that you have a favorite of or favorite looks from this technology.
So well, first for sure, Acreage that was the first one that Ivo was mentioning before. It's a wood look and it's so realistic. I mean,
Yes,
when you see it in person, it's I mean, it's hard to describe it, but when you see it, when you touch it, it has depth. It's really hard to distinguish from a natural, real wood look, as I was saying before. So that one
that's
for
cool.
sure. Also because it has a nice cut mosaic in 1 by 24. That's, to create the boiserie or this Japandi style. But another one which I would recommend to look at is head-on stone, as we were saying before, because in that case you can see two of the different application of that the technology, because you have the matte finish that showcase one type of application, and then we have the 3D satin polish that shows another type of approach to the same technology. It kind of recreate the honed feel of the stone, and that is very, very unique.
Yeah, and I think I've seen both of those products in your catalog too. When I was looking online at some of the product photos from
Mhm.
Daltile, and so I remember specifically seeing those. And I think it is really cool that you were talking a lot about the larger planks because those are super in right now. Not even just because of the fewer grout lines, but I think as a stylish perspective
Yes,
of it, people are really drawn to those bigger, like the bigger the plank, the better it seems like
yeah,
right now.
Mhm.
yes.
And so I know that's been at the forefront of this conversation too. And you've brought that up a lot with all of these different technologies.
Mhm.
There's large planks usually involved throughout all of these. Before we close out, why would you recommend a trade pro to consider these products? And I know we've kind of already talked about this throughout the episode already, but like to you personally, what makes these products that we've talked about so special?
To me, I think that ultimately they improve our quality of life. I mean, because they make it safer from a
Yeah,
multiple standpoint. I mean, not only for us, but I mean, but for our guests, for our family, for our even our pets. I mean, even the the Stepwise, the fact that improve the anti-slippery. I mean, the slip resistant. I think it's a very important feature. They make it also, the space where you live cleaner and cleaner for longer, and ultimately. They also make them pleasant to stay in. I mean, we try really to put together a big variety of looks, sorry, to kind of cover all the tastes, the stylistic needs, the design possibility, because ultimately we all like to live and work in a pleasant, welcoming, and nice environment. I mean, this is my take. Then I don't know if you want to add something.
You cover it very well, I think. More than anything, is you're gonna get the best looks with the best performance
Yeah.
and the safest uh,
Yep.
as you can
Yeah.
get.
Yeah. And if someone's investing in a remodel, why not check all of those boxes, right?
Exactly.
Like this is the time to spend, maybe even it's a little bit more extra money to get all of these technologies in your space. And I love that you pointed out the pets, because that's who I'm concerned
Yeah,
about. I want my pet, honestly, I'm like, I don't want my dog falling, and
you have
I
to
want him
think
to have a
about
good life
it.
too.
Yes.
So what do you see coming next for Daltile in the product space or in the technology space? I know that's a loaded question, but if you can give a little sneak peek
No, I can't. I can't think of anything right now that I would like to say.
that you're able to say, no
Yeah,
worries.
but I'm able to say, like I said, there's new things to come.
Stay tuned.
Yeah.
Evolution of what we already have, obviously. But yeah, what we're working on is in it's up there.
Yeah. And I mean,
Perfect.
we were saying before, it's a consistent evolution. I mean, we keep on trying to innovate, thinking about all of our customer, all the price point. I mean, it's what we do, and we have to keep on doing. So yes.
Absolutely. And just to give you guys a little plug, I think if someone wants to learn more about these specific technologies or look at the product catalog through Daltile, it's just daltile.com, right?
Yes.
Anywhere else you would push them to go to if they're looking into wanting to know more about the specific technologies?
Yes, I mean, Daltile.com is the first place, I mean, to where to go. Over there is the possibility to get all the information, flyers, and even more that what we just went through. There is even the possibility to order actual samples. But I mean, there is also the chance, I mean, once they are on the website, they can select the profile that suits best, and then you can get the list of all the service centers and the design studio where they can go in person to touch. I mean, to have the possibility to see this
Yeah,
all the products we just
yeah.
discussed.
I think it's a good idea to recommend to actually go touch, feel,
Yes.
look, because that does make a difference. When you
Yeah,
look at a little image on the screen, obviously you're
Yeah,
just seeing a
it's
visual.
not enough.
You're not really getting that experience. And I know
I
not
agree.
not everybody can do that, but if you have the opportunity to actually go and get the real feel of the tile, you'll see
Yep.
the difference between one and another.
Yes, and there is 150 plus ProSource showrooms throughout the United States, one in Canada. So if you go to ProSourceWholesale.com, you can look at the closest showroom near you, and you can ask your account manager, or you walk in, you're greeted by an account manager, ask them about Daltile. There is plenty of Daltile samples throughout the showroom, and it really does not beat, like, you have to go in and touch the samples, like you said, and see them in person, because they look 10 times better than you're ever going to see through a picture online, right?
Mhm.
Um, okay, thank you guys so much for explaining a little bit about how the technology works. I know I learned a lot today. I'm not in this world of product and technology, but I'm hoping that our Trade Pro members and their clients, whoever's listening to this podcast episode, learned a lot from you both. And I just want to thank you guys so much for coming on.
Thank you.
You're welcome, and thank you for having us.
Thank you for joining us today on the ProSource Podcast. Please like and subscribe to us wherever you get your podcast. Also, follow us on social media. Check out our website at ProSourceWholesale.com, local ProSource Wholesale showroom for all of your home remodeling needs.